All right. Thank you, everyone. Welcome to Summer Games Done Quick 2017, powered by Twitch.tv. And this year we are, of course, once again, benefiting Doctors Without Borders. We got Jeremy Wells here with us from Doctors Without Borders, and he'd like to speak for a moment about the cause.
Yes, hello. We're just so grateful, and I want to thank everyone here in attendance for coming out to Summer Games Done Quick, and everyone watching online. This is amazing. I mean, this is our biggest fundraising event of the year, every year. It's going to be even bigger this year. And as you know, in Doctors Without Borders, we're working in almost 70 countries doing humanitarian medical emergency aid work. And we work in natural disaster zones, on epidemics, in conflict areas. And it's really, we only get it done because of personal donations and funding that comes from events like this. And this is fabulous. So thank you so much.
All right. So this event is the first event that we are kicking off with Twitch Bits. So every bit of bits you give us is also going to help Doctors Without Borders. We're going to be donating our revenue that we receive from those bits. So make sure you give those bits to us, and we will make sure to pass that along. After that, we also got Twitch Prime subs, which are doing great work for us. Our sponsors, of course, Humble Bundle, The Yeti, Toe Jam and Earl, Power Up Audio, Support Class, Super Meat Boy Forever, Fangamer, and Bandai Namco. Okay. All right, and I think we're actually ready to go this time. No hiccups on this year. So let's get ready with a countdown, everyone, from 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay. So this is NieR Automata, and the opening of the game is going to be sort of a shmup. It's not what the main game is really like, but they decided to start with a shmup for whatever reason. But that gives us a good chance to do introductions. I'm Halfcoordinated.
I'm Vulcan.
I'm Guy.
And I'm S-Grunt.
Yes. And, oh gosh. So, one thing, so with donations, I want you to donate as many puns as you can. Please give me, there are so many puns that we can make, and it's going to be a good time.
I am so in favor of this. We're starting right now, aren't we?
Right now.
Yes. Of course.
So as I've explained, or I should explain, I play one-handed not as a gimmick. I play one-handed actually as a, well, I have a physical disability called hemiparesis that lowers feeling and coordination in the entire right side of my body. That's fine. I can play games pretty good. It's all right.
He's not half bad at them.
No. Yeah.
You guys coordinated that before this, didn't you?
No.
Nope.
No.
That's two.
No. But thanks to that, we get to have a meal along for the ride. Thank you all very much for donating so I can have a meal. The best boy helped me along this run. This section here, it does matter how quickly you do take out these enemies. That does certainly matter a little bit to get to the next section faster, of course. But it's all pretty basic at this point. There isn't anything super complicated going on right now. And actually, if game audio could be lowered slightly, that would be nice. Okay. All right, that's good.
Want me to just read off some donations during the shmup?
Yeah, go ahead.
Great! We have a $20 donation from Wandering Mind. Wandering Mind here with a bit of a story and good luck towards half. So I went to a museum conference early in May, and Doctors Without Borders had a booth in the expo room, so I decided to stop by during that weekend. I mentioned participating in Games Done Quick events, and they were really excited about this upcoming SGDQ, that everyone here makes such a difference. MSF is a great organization that does lots of amazing work, and seeing how they make a difference in the world makes me really proud to have my donation go toward their way. Money goes to JP Soundtrack and Sonic CD 2011.
Okay. So a lot of this is mostly pretty much timed at the start. Again, this is not what the main game is like, so don't let this set your expectations. If you haven't heard of the game before, you don't know what it's like. It's going to be more of an action RPG than a shmup.
Which isn't to say that there won't be more shmup sequences later in the game. It's not the main gameplay.
To be sure.
That's
Yes.
4. We have a $20 donation from Adventure Log. Half, you are an amazing individual, and I'm glad to be able to donate during your slot. Best of luck on your runs, and stay incredible.
Right. So again, just trying to clear out these as smoothly as possible. You have actually a pretty decent wide variety of attacks while doing this mode. This particular one with the orb kind of going all around me, it's good for clearing out enemies very safely. It destroys all projectiles as well.
We have a $50 donation from Bad Scribbler, and here I was expecting the other hand to be a tomato. We have a $500 donation from Phase Zero Tom. Let's do this! Heck yeah.
Yes. And now we get to more regular gameplay. So we're going to be shooting a lot. We're going to be doing a lot of melee attacks. You'll notice also that I will be mashing the flashlight often, because that's how you taunt enemies in this game. And taunting increases damage given and received by 50%. Now, I'm not spamming it right now. These enemies don't have a lot of health, so it wouldn't really matter. But I will be doing that later. And solid.
Well, I'm
attack
sure
here.
it'll be an illuminating experience for them.
Oh, yes.
That's 5. Speaking of puns, we have a $500 donation from Fiora. I know we're still near the beginning of SGDQ, but I know it's going to be a week of fun. Thanks, Emilian, for a wonderful run, and good luck to you and to all the other runners.
Thank you, Fiora. And you'll notice I'm doing if you've played the game before, you'll generally notice that I'm doing a good hefty amount of damage here. That's because I'm doing something called damage glitch or exploit, which increases this particular one attack where I throw the small sword out in front of me. If you do that while dashing, it for some reason does 5 times damage for the entirety of the attack. And that is basically the basis of combat in the speedrun. It will be used very, very heavily.
Okay, so real quick, we have a donation from the source of my entire wardrobe, the Yeti, $10,000. Hey all, Yeti here. Thanks for having us back. We are so excited to be here again. Your love and support is so appreciated. We've already raised $10,000 for Doctors Without Borders. Thank you to all the artists who donated their craft to possibly the strongest collection we've ever had. Put this donation towards naming Ness Yeti, because we want to be the special boy. Woo!
Okay. So we also do now have a large laser attack we try to get a few extra hits in with. These flying enemies can be a bit troublesome, but worked out okay. I'm just going to go through here, and after this, you may have noticed during that donation there that I used some interesting movement tech in the air just to gain some extra height. And the next step that we're doing here, well, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
No, we won't. There's no bridge crossing here.
Oh, okay. Come on now. Don't embarrass me, Bridge Skip.
Emotions are prohibited.
You've nearly got it.
Sorry, man.
And another thing, stop calling me man.
Huh?
It's unnecessary.
All right then.
Oh my gosh. This skip does require very precise timing and can be very troublesome, but now we have it.
So that skip right there basically skips most of the prologue. You're intended to go all the way throughout the factory, getting across that bridge, which is intended to take you back to the start of the area once you reach the end of the area.
And we're still out of bounds, by the way.
Yes.
This is another out of bounds portion skip here. And now we're back in bounds, and we're going to fight things. And they're going to blow up, and it'll be good.
Got a $10 donation here from DJ Charizard. Hey, Half, DJ here. Can you believe it's been a year since your last run at SGDQ?
Wow.
Time surely does fly. Within that year, you've helped countless people, such as myself, regain hope. You've shown them to never give up and to believe in themselves. Thank you for being an awesome dude. P.S. NieR Automotive.
Thank you, DJ. Thank you. Very appreciated. These upper sections, the controls can be a little wonky at times. Overall, it works well. Do have thanks helps to a special controller that does give me some extra buttons at the top, so I can use those for attacking and still aim. And that was, well, bridge skip aside, that felt pretty good. We're going to be coming up to a sort of a boss fight in this area here.
Have a $100 donation from Dad to a near perfect son.
Oh,
Go for
gosh, Dad. I love you, Dad.
And a $700 donation from Icefire. Good luck on NieR Auto Tomato Half.
Whoa.
9 yes.
So Icefire is the world record holder for this game. He uses 2 hands, but he's still really good. Just all-around cool guy. Unfortunately, could not be here today. So this is Mark's. We already fought one of them, but we're going to fight 2, and it's going to be fine.
It's okay. You only need to put half the effort into this one.
Yeah. Actually, that's very true.
And then you might think it's making a pun, but it's also completely accurate.
Yes, because you take half of this enemy's health, and then you go to this next phase automatically.
Automatically?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah? All right.
All right. So this is Engels. Everyone say hi, Engels.
Hi, Angles.
Hi, Engels.
Engels is the boss of the prologue segment.
Yes, he is the boss of the prologue segment. What he does right now doesn't matter a whole lot. 9S, other character in this game, will be showing up later, and the attack he does then will matter very much. Right now, we just want to try and get a little bit of extra damage on him. We're not going to be able to finish him off in this phase, regardless of what he does. But we do like to try and get a few extra hits, and so hopefully giving me no melee attacks for me to actually do real damage. But it's fine. It is perfectly fine. He's saving them all up for later when it will cost me 20 seconds for him to do a big, long series of melee attacks. Which is basically, that's just what's going to happen. I've accepted this fate. Oh.
Just like to take a second to remind everyone, as Golden said, we do have bits at this GDQ, and we actually have incentives that are exclusive to bits. Right now, our incentive is Sonic Generations, the Green Hill Zone Blindfolded. That is set at 500,000 bits. So if you want to see that, and I know you do, gotta get on that.
All right, we got a good pattern here. We did not get multiple punches. That's the main thing, because he's going to do one attack after that cutscene I skipped. And then he'll move forward on to the next little phase. You have time for another donation or two, Proto.
We have a $5 donation from BatBro, NieR Alma Mater.
These comments are just running on autopilot now, aren't they?
We have a $50 donation from Tepeti. Looks like my Taro reading was correct. There are a lot of Yokors in the donations this time around. Keep up the good work, everyone.
solid. I
agree.
appreciate it.
There's like another hour and a half of this.
Yes, there is. This phase is basically completely timed. I'm not even actually doing any damage right now.
Yeah, you can see Engel's health bar is missing.
Yeah,
So
so we're just kind of waiting for the next phase, which will be starting now.
$5 from Cybo3. You know, if Timon and Pumbaa were playing this game, it would be NieR Hakuna Matata.
That makes me do a thing.
really makes you a thinking emoji.
I'm not doing that.
You can't see me, but I'm doing it.
That was the first instance of a double lift in a skip, where we actually do a lift into a slope, and doing that lift into a slope allows us to do a second one because it resets our jump as we go into the air. So we can use that to gain a lot of extra height and do a few interesting little skips that way. It'll show up later as well. Although whirly arms, we just got whirly arms. Those enemies can be the most vicious in the game, time-wise. That hitbox of the whirly arms is the largest thing you'll never see because it's so big. You just can't see it. But now it's more time segment, just kind of letting Engels be angry and wanting to kill us with marks. So yeah, it's Engels, by the way. Engels' hands are each named Marks. It's nice references. It's pretty good here.
$20 from the lovely Queen Ulhu. Half-Coordinated is the most inspiring gamer I've ever met. Keep making the rest of us look good, even though we don't have half your skill.
Yeah. So we're kind of just waiting out a talking scene between 2B and 9S and hoping that Engels does not do an extra long attack at the very end of this here. So I also never explained, and that was actually a pretty good pattern, why the text is in Japanese, but the voices are in English. One, I know it obsessed purists, and that amuses me greatly. But two, the actual reason, English voices are actually faster, and Japanese text is faster because of loading screens. The loading screens display a certain amount of text each time, and that amount of text is less.
Yeah, and we'll see one of those
Japanese.
loading screens right at the end of this sequence. It'll be very obvious why the Japanese text is faster there.
Yes, and now we have seized the means of production by grabbing marks.
Well, now, that's going to leave a marks.
Boo.
Okay, not a bad start actually overall that time. I'll actually be honest, I'm ahead of my PB. My PB has a very bad start, so we could do this. Let's do it. Just kind of a talking sequence. Mashing in this game, you want to mash both cancel and select at the same time. Sure, the game lets you just hold down select to go fast, but it's way faster to press two buttons repeatedly, alternating. Usually in this game, the faster thing is going to be the more complex way to do it. Just have more inputs, and that's what you want to do. Okay, and now for menuing that I hope I don't mess up. That was actually not one of the longer loading screens that we used, or why we're in Japanese, but just they make you do all your settings here. Kind of set that up. Want to mash just enough. And
I could set. Okay, once.
yeah, didn't mess it up. Menuing is a true boss.
Menuing is impossible.
It is. Generally, it's impossible. And Ines wants to talk to us, but we're going to basically skip all of that dialogue as fast as we can. It's a good headcanon, just imagine they're speaking in a compressed format, because they're androids regardless. So it's all just compressed. They know what's going on. We don't need to.
$30 donation here from R. O'Reilly. Aro here with a bad pun. I wasn't originally going to get a brain transplant, but then I changed my mind. Good luck on the run.
Oh, thank you, Oro.
That one was a no-brainer.
Wow.
I believe there were at least 2 brains involved in that joke. Thank you very much.
Okay. So we're going to come up on another shmup section. This one has a little bit more pressure to it because I don't have any healing items right now. I cannot heal if I take damage, so we can take a good chunk of damage, but we want to be a little more careful.
Why do you think they sent a combat model like
But a couple more donations is fine at this moment.
scanner models are built?
Sure thing, I have plenty. We have $5 from Chase Wolf. Work at a retro game shop, can't wait to show SGDQ on our TV this week. Good luck with NieR Automodelista.
2B, you're going to have some new weaponry installed from here on out. I'll put up instructions for you.
But again, just want to kill all these enemies as quickly as you can as they come onto the screen to make sure the next part of the phase goes as soon as possible. And now we have missiles as well, which can be very handy, as you'll see. They kind of just send out a big radial explosion, which will be very handy later, especially in the run. And that we will have for each pod that we have collected, we will have, wow, that's bad luck. But each pod we collect will be able to have one more charge of those missiles, and we'll collect an extra pod largely for that reason. By the way, the pod is what's actually shooting.
Yes.
I never explained that, but it's called a pod. It talks to you. It's your friend.
It also kills things.
Yes. All the best things.
What more could you ask for?
What more? I mean, I don't know. I would feel really greedy if I were to. So here we've landed. Yay, we're on Earth, which we're back on Earth, I guess. We were on Earth a little earlier, but we're on Earth now. One thing I never explained is that it's faster. Now, another thing that I know a lot of people would be wondering is why doesn't he just run instead of dashing repeatedly? The run speed is actually slower than the dash. So just dashing repeatedly is the faster way to go. Also, it looks like you're on an invisible skateboard, which is really cool. So if any artist watching this stream right now would like to draw 2B and 9S in 90s or 80s clothing on skateboards and hashtag it got2B on Twitter and at me, please. I would appreciate it a lot. It'd be super cool of you.
Well, I'm sure by the time we're done here, Twitter's going to be loaded to the nines with art.
Well, that's only going to take half a second.
Yeah.
So now we're going to be doing more menuing, talking and menuing, which it gets complicated, but it's fine. I should know what all to do. Basically, just select yes to everything. We have to help some people out here before we can really progress.
9, yes.
Okay. Yes. 9 yes. Sorry, I cannot talk and do these Japanese menus at the same time. It's nearly impossible. But
What's the count?
I lost track like 20 minutes ago, honestly.
Good. That's how it should be.
We're only 21 minutes.
Have $5 from Riz Plays Games. Near, far, wherever you are.
This is 2B.
oh gosh.
Good to hear.
And 50 from Brosentia. Brosentia here, enjoying NieR Automata. Glad to be watching. I'd give this game a 9s out of 10. Hope you never get hit by an enemy. Best of luck.
Oh gosh. Thank you, Brosensha.
An enemy is a character in this game, for context there. That's
It
just another
is.
pun.
Yes, an even more pun just loaded, as expected from Brosensha. A true veteran.
Wonder if there are any huge boards and such, too.
Okay. Just trying to get that enemy at the same time. Basically, there's a few set enemies that I have to kill here, and they drop a few items that I have to collect for one of those small quests that function basically like sub-quests or side quests do in the world, but they're required in this particular instance. So we're going to go turn those in, and then we're going to have one of the more complex menuing sequences, at least for me, at least. Let's say at least one more time, just because.
At least one more time.
At least. At least now we can say at last we're done with the at least.
Yep. So we don't want to talk to her much. Just let that go by. Turn this in, mash. Do a jump for no reason, just because we happen to be mashing the button that does that. Select yes. Accidentally select no. Talk to them a second time. Because we want to upgrade our sword to make it do a little more damage. They give us basically everything you need to upgrade the sword there.
With this menuing, round 2 will be the best. Okay,
And
fine.
now, well, I have to focus at this point, Proto. I'm sorry. So I bought things that will let me ride boars and moose, because that's all you really want. And also
The most important part of the run.
most important. And also bought weapon attack ups and ranged attack ups, which will increase my attack power by 50% for 15 seconds. They're the small variant of those.
Understood, 042.
And those will be, of course, very important just throughout the run in general. We
Because-
will get more later.
Yeah, as you can imagine, dealing more damage makes things go faster.
It's crazy, but it's true.
Everyone say hi to the moose, everyone's favorite form of transportation.
Yes. Hi, moose. It was actually a very good moose. They did not try and run away or anything.
Must be a Canadian moose.
Yes. Very polite.
Sorry.
But I also bought a sachet which lets me walk right up to the moose. Normally they would run away as you get close, so that's partially for safety because they can attack you otherwise, and partially just to make it a little faster. So we get to ride the moose for a while. If we got a few more donations, that'd be nice.
And I've barely read half of the donations in this queue, that's for sure.
It's a coordinated effort.
It's just me, so I'm not sure if that's true. We have a $150 donation from Average Joe. Good luck to all the runners. To Half-Coordinated, you are awesome. I still can't beat Momodara on Insane, and you did it one-handed. Donation goes to Runner's Choice.
Thank you, Joe.
$250 from Ziggity Zach. My friends made me promise not to donate to save the animals this SGDQ. I was bummed, but then I found out there is an incentive for fighting Shovel Knight in Gun Vault 2. I can dig it. Just as a reminder about that incentive, that is coming up in 2 runs, and we still have quite a couple $1,000s to go. So if you're looking for something to put your money towards, that fight is absolutely awesome. Be sure to check that out on the incentives page in the tracker.
So just went out of bounds. We're supposed to get a gate exploded by a character named Jackass. That's their name. But we just decided to avoid them. It's fine. And just go straight through the gate. Just, clip out of bounds, clip back in. It's all good. Going into the desert, we'll be doing a lot of sliding just to try and go a little bit faster.
Don't worry, the skateboard has not deserted us.
No,
Sand sure is slippery.
certainly not. One thing as well, definitely when going up hills, but also even on flat ground, I believe, doing a heavy attack at the very end of the dash is a little bit faster, but it's to the point that if I mess it up, it's basically not faster to have done it.
So if you pay attention here, what is happening is Half is getting his second pod that was mentioned earlier.
Yes, so I will have now be able to fire missiles in addition to the Gatling gun sort of pod.
enemies approaching.
And also we'll have 2 charges of the pod's program, which when I'm on foot is a laser by default, and I won't gain any others. We don't have time for that. And is the circle of missiles when we are in flight mode. So we'll have 2 charges of that. That'll be very good for the shmup sections in general. And what we're out here for is an enemy, the resistance camp leader, kind of supposed to examine these odd behavior of the machines that's going on. We decided, though, if we just walk all this way, they'll just kind of progress it anyway. So we don't actually have to fight them. It'll just progress. Let's go this way. Also important of note, there's a little cutscene every time you go into a new area. If you are jumping or doing attack through that trigger's zone, you will skip a little forced walking sequence of about 3 seconds long. So you want to do that every single time you go through those particular sequences. But now we're basically just chasing down that robot. Seeing where he's going. He's probably going to something important, so we can't just let him go.
Got another $5 here from what is apparently Queen Ulu. I have to donate again to get the donation reader to try to pronounce my name this time. There's a guide for it here. You can do it. Love you, Half. Hope I did it right that time. If not, it would be such a shame if you had to give me more money to get me try it again.
What a shame. What a shame. Queen is wonderful, by the way. Let's see. And so we're sliding here. There will be a small cutscene, but if we slide, we can kind of go through a little bit farther than you would otherwise. And we should be able to see this guy disappear. He's very skilled, basically a ninja. And just continue on our merry way, dashing, sliding. Again, going to try and do an attack through another trigger so we can sort of walk past, get a little extra distance. And we're super rude, so I'm about to see, we're going to see some robots having a good old time. We're going to just interrupt that. Just very, very rude. But we have to. We're forced to. Using the self-destruct as you fall cancels any fall damage. Very nice.
And we will be abusing that in even more creative ways a little bit later in the run.
Yes. It does get used in a couple different ways, almost never for the intended purpose of as an emergency attack. Actually, never as an emergency attack. Just. But there's the guy we were chasing, so we have to take him out now. And we've done that, and that'll kind of trigger a big fight here. We want to get as many kills as we can, just for experience for later, because more experience means more levels, means more damage, because this is an RPG, and that's how RPGs work. Did you guys know that?
Nope, I had no idea.
No. So we got one level. We want to get more than that, though. One isn't quite enough. Well, actually, that's all we're going to get right now, but we want more experience is really the key. We want to get as much as we possibly can out of this. Anytime you see their faces flashing red, that means I have taunted those particular enemies. So again, that means they'll give and receive more damage than otherwise. And also, when robots say this cannot continue enough times, they kind of gather together. And of course, as we all know, a naked man with long hair will appear. And that's a grand old time.
Yes. This is Adam. Say hi, Adam.
Hi, Adam.
Hi, Adam.
So we want to up our attack again here. Hopefully we will skip a small cutscene. We did. Good, good. We're not going to get the next scene skip, though, unfortunately, because he is deciding to do a bunch of extra attacks instead of going to his next phase. Adam likes to do that. Not very kind, this Adam character. Just kind of does whatever he wants.
Got an anonymous $15 donation. Keep practicing those menus. Eventually, they'll become a near autonomic response.
Again, using those weapon attack ups, very important, just getting that extra damage in. And we beat Adam. Goodbye, Adam. We'll see him again. He'll have a little bit more clothing next time. He learns the error of his ways. Let's see here.
Take a moment to point out, in the cutscene Adam skipped, we also get to meet Adam's brother, Eve. Yes, brother.
Yes, his brother Eve. So it's Adam and Eve. Two brothers that will be very important generally throughout the story that you won't understand at all as I skip basically all the cutscenes.
Yeah, but we'll meet them again later on.
Stealth.
We will.
We're safe now.
What the hell just
Okay, and just some more travel time. Donation time is good.
We better report this to
All right, we have a $20 donation from Mr. Shasta. Hello, Half. You're looking great today. Good luck with NieR Otter Doggo. Also, greetings from the back of the room. Hi, Shasta.
Hi, Shasta.
Hi, Shasta.
Shasta.
Shasta's a cool guy. Just push a box. Oh, hidden in me, because why not? But just going to travel through here some more. Apparently we had no signal, but we moved like 20 feet, and now we have signal to contact the bunker up in space. It's the bunker's in space, by the way. I don't know if that was ever clarified, but that's where it is. It's fine. Killed an extra enemy just for hopefully more experience later.
understood?
Also, they were right there, and they looked at me funny.
Personally, I don't think that's nearly enough of an offense.
Oh gosh. So here it's very important. I say no to this particular sequence. So thankfully, no is auto-selected if you're pressing the cancel button. If I said yes, that we should rest and go back to camp, we would not be able to go to the next area right away. I don't even know what exactly we would have to do to go to the next area afterwards. But the point is, we would be waiting a while, having to go back to camp instead. And we don't have fast travel yet. We will later. There's going to be a few skips, not quite yet, but coming up fairly shortly. As we get into the amusement park, which is a jolly old time.
Target location confirmed. I'm worried about the other androids.
It's important to manage and remember which weapon set I have equipped, because that will determine what moves I'm doing. So normally you will see me have the weapon set 2 equipped by default, which that particular weapon set has the small sword on heavy, so we can do the damage exploit, as well as the kind of faster movement and whatnot. The other one has bare fist on heavy, which we will use for higher lifts and a few other things as well. Again, skip a walk-up cutscene, and then we're in the amusement park, which everyone's having a good time, so we don't hit anyone here.
Just like to remind you that no matter how many fancy skips you do, this will still always be a Let's Play.
No, it will not. It will not be a Let's Play, because we have found Let's Play skip. There were enemies that would call you, would actually say, let's play, but we found a skip. They will let us avoid those. And we're doing part of that right now. Oh gosh, my camera was a little awkward there, but we're good. We're out of bounds right now, if you can't tell. Just a little bit out of bounds. So we go back here, and we skipped actually 2 small cutscenes, saving about 14 seconds overall. All of that was to save 14 seconds.
So for the record, the tank you may have seen for a brief moment is what's not approving of half-speed skills.
No.
So I always like to say tanks, but no tanks.
All right, I gotta read this donation because it actually has a new pun in it. $20 from Turtleneck. Can't believe I nearly missed out on this run. I loved playing this game, so I know this is going to be awesome. I hope you're having a good time.
Oh, good. YoRHa is the organization that the combat androids kind of work under, so that's a good one. That's solid. But this is totally how you ride roller coasters in real life. It's fine. Don't worry about it. There's nothing wrong with these physics that are currently occurring.
It's sure been a real roller coaster ride so far, hasn't it?
It sure has.
There have been some ups and downs.
Okay, so after that, I think we're all good to make sure I have all the correct weapons and I'm all healed. We're coming up on a Revoir fight, which is a pretty interesting fight. Hopefully things will go well. Definitely need to focus for this one here. So we're going to try and keep her from going too far out as she attacks at the start. She kind of just moves outward slowly. I'm going to rush in, get some attacks in, get taunted, and then we're going to use our attack ups. And we're using something else called Pod Slow-Mo, which will make the everything but me move slower. And that gets used a lot later in the run in particular. And it'll be very obvious in some other fights. But everything but you moves slower so you can get more hits in. You do that by holding down the pod program, which would normally fire a laser after you release it. But you can just cancel that by pressing the regular fire button of your choosing. And that will let you just kind of cycle through the slow motion repeatedly. Oh, good. We got 9S glitch. Good job.
Thanks, Nines.
You just got hacked. It's fine.
Yeah.
He got hacked.
You just can't hack it.
So here we're kind of just going to let Lock On do its thing. Take out these enemies here. And now just do some punches. As we try to avoid getting hacked, we're probably going to right there get hacked and do a little sequence. Takes a few seconds each time, unfortunately. But okay, no.
Good.
Okay, got through that. VAR comes back down. We're not going to use attack up just yet because this sequence takes basically the same amount of time until soon here. Okay, she mentions she has to be beautiful, and now... Okay, now we're going to self-destruct because we destroyed something so beautiful and we're ashamed of ourselves. And that's actually important for a setup later. So you'll have to deal with it being in black and white for a while, and the beeping noise. For that, I apologize. Did not get the chip I was hoping for there. Got a ranged attack up, which isn't super useful. Will be useful maybe somewhere. So in this game, you can equip chips, which will increase various attributes. The ones you really want are weapon attack up to increase your melee damage, and critical up. Critical attacks, which you can only have if you have a critical chip equipped, deal like 10 times damage each time you get a critical. And that can make a very, very big difference in a lot of the later fights. So hopefully I got some criticals. We'll find out later when I do equip, because we only equip chips once to save time from not having to do menus too often.
Yeah. It's not a completely critical part of the run, but it is a huge help.
Yes. We would be hurting without it, so. Just leading off to Pascal's village. Pascal is a wonderful character. Just a beautiful, beautiful robotic person that we should all love and support. Basically the best mom. Pascal is best mom. Wouldn't you agree, Guy BP?
I would agree, yeah.
Theories about that, but no one knows for sure. Hard to tell what an alien is thinking, you know?
Got $40 here from Lexicona. Hey, Half, we're coming up on my favorite boss in the run, Simone, in case it's late. So I wanted to drop this donation. Thank you for being such a beacon in the community. It's amazing to have a well-known runner with us from so early on, and amazing to see it at an event. Thank you for representing us, and I know you won't fail. Insert obligatory ending E comment here.
Okay, so now we're going to do our first save. I had not saved yet. That was the first save of the entire run.
So what you're saying is this run is not beyond saving.
Nope. But so that save was important. So when you die, this game sort of has a Dark Souls-esque save system. Your body will be where you died, and you'll kind of lose your experience up since your last save, and whatever chips you had equipped, which is why I don't have chips equipped yet. Where is the nearest boar?
There it is.
There we go. And Proto's favorite part of the run, so I'll shut up for a little bit.
Oh, this is just abhorrent.
Yes.
Everyone, please express your constellations for Operator 60 on the line.
Honestly, QB, I don't know how I'm supposed to go on living.
I am definitely not the person to discuss this with.
I don't think I can stand spending one more day in this bunker.
You leaving would be bad for me. It would affect mission efficiency.
Are you saying you need me, 2B?
All Model B combat units require the assistance of an operator. So,
2B?
So emotional.
that's all.
Just
Closing
like
this
to let you
channel.
know that I did the entire voice acting over here into my muted mic, and I
Oh.
guarantee you it was amazing.
Oh, I'm sure. So there, we just talked, and we're still very upset. We're just very upset for 6-0. We're just so sad that she got rejected, and we're going to pick a fight with the boar about it. And we lost. Oh, no.
Oh no.
Oh, no. But remember, we were talking about the penalty for dying. You just go back to your last save. You don't lose the items that you're carrying, though, and we have to deliver an item back to Pascal. And we're also going to interrupt Pascal's talking by shooting right here. That'll interrupt his dialogue. Very handy.
So I'll just point out, in case anyone missed it, the loading screen, which we just saw there, is the long form of the loading screen, which goes much faster with Japanese text.
Yeah, that's 4 seconds per loading screen, over 20 seconds throughout the run at least. So it's something that's not a huge deal, but I've been playing in Japanese long enough that if I had switched it to English for the event, it would have thrown me off pretty hard. But somehow, in that short time, we went back to see Pascal. 2 Ingles have invaded the city. How they got there, don't know.
They just know all the angles, obviously.
Yes, all the best angles. But we just kind of have to rush and take care of that. There are 2 of them. One of them will be a bigger matter.
I heard it, even if no one else did.
I am ashamed.
Just kind of rushing through, trying to get back. We're going to be climbing up a building here soon. And it'll be a relatively difficult skip that I will... No donations during the skip, please. Please. So I do need to focus on my correct inputs. If I mess this one up, it could cost over a minute, for sure. But just keep going. More skateboarding. Just being radical. Then we go up a ladder. Got to go up several floors here. Kind of see 2 different openings. Don't go through this one, and the next one we see. And we'll say hi to Ingalls.
Hi, Angles.
Oh no, inputs, no. Okay, we got it. There is an invisible wall there holding us into that fight, but it wasn't very tall. So we get to say goodbye to Ingalls. We don't need to fight him. And the game will progress just fine.
So we're not even going to give him a fighting chance this time around.
No. Not even. But we do have to fight the next one. But this will come into play where I have the 2 pods. So we'll have 2 missile sets to use. And that will be very, very good here. Because that will take him out right away. And we leveled up to 10, so we're ahead on experience, which is very, very nice.
It's been a good experience for you so far.
It has.
That was a pretty low level pun.
I love all of you, by the way. Just going to throw that out there. Yeah. So now When the Ingalls exploded there, it kind of created a giant crater in the whole city here, which has exposed some interesting stuff that we're going to have to go take a look at. So one thing, too, is there's a communication window up there coming out of the pod. That is the last time you will see that, because we will be activating a glitch right now, called Skype glitch. So the communicator, I unfortunately named, I did not name that, but Skype glitch, where that communicator window will no longer pop up. I cannot see it; it's very dark. But so the communicator window takes like a couple seconds, almost 2 seconds to like ring and then pop up. So if you're waiting for the communications for some other trigger, that does save a good bit of time throughout the run.
So what you're telling me is they switched to Discord.
We won't be able to call it Discord glitch until like 2018, probably.
Okay.
All right.
So here's Adam and Eve again.
Well, here's Eve for the first time.
Eve for the first time with his scaly pants. Very pretty pants.
Wipe down.
So we're kind of waiting here. They want to talk to us for a while.
Machines are weapons capable of evolution.
This particular fight is a set time, and here's a good example of the pod slow-mo. You'll notice that Eve, which is the one I'm fighting once again here, moves very, very slowly when he does his melee attacks. And that's because of the pod slow-mo entirely. It honestly looks pretty silly, but... And again, taunting him there. We're not using weapon attack ups just because that costs menuing time. And we're going to kill Eve at least once. You get extra experience for killing him. Otherwise, it's actually just a survival thing. So now we're just going to use pod slow-mo and play keep away for a while. Hi.
Assist you with what?
So they're kind of explaining their maniacal plan of wanting to understand humans, even though they were made by killing them. Yes, it's good.
Are you insane? We'd never do that. Can you believe this, 2B? This guy's bonkers.
This guy's bonkers.
Bonkers.
The only remaining option is to destroy you. The same way we
Maybe another donation or two.
Of course, I was just waiting for that beautiful speech to be over. There's $20 from Cyclops Dragon. Hey guys, really enjoying this run and all of the puns being thrown at us. I just have one question. Does the chat have NieR Automata enabled?
Your sigh is so wonderful, Bulletin.
That's why I'm here.
It powers me. That is why you're here.
And an anonymous $50. Always love watching Halfcoordinated's runs. Hope everyone does their part to chip in. Donation to Runner's Choice.
Thank you. So there's another talking thing. We're going to be skipping part of this talking sequence just by grabbing a ladder. For some reason, grabbing that ladder skips a good bit of conversation. And we're going to be we have fast travel now. Finally, we have fast travel. We're going to be going back up to the bunker to talk to the commander. And this, now from this point, is where the Japanese is going to be making a larger difference, because every time you fast travel, there is one of those longer loading sequences, and these animate, again, per character, per each character, to make the Japanese significantly faster. But we talk to the commander. They say, hey, machines are crazy, right? You should talk to Pascal. He probably knows all about the machines, being a machine himself and all. We're like, yeah, I guess. So that's what we're going to go do.
Now we have to go back to the city ruins. Why don't we rest a little bit, too?
9S wants us to rest, but he's wrong. We're going to go fast.
So what you're saying to 9S is give it a rest.
Yes. Indeed. But Pascal is we're going to talk to Pascal. Pascal is going to tell us a few things about the Forest Kingdom. And that's what we're going to go investigate after we're done here. But we do have our last shopping trip as well, which requires even more focus than the previous one. We're going to buy everything else we need for the rest of the run. Okay. Tell us about the other machines. He tells us very quickly. It's very considerate.
Well, it's machine talk. What do you expect?
Yes. Okay, you can go behind them. Did you know that? So now we have to sell a few things. We don't want these small attack ups anymore. They aren't of use. And we have these machine cores which sell for a very hefty sum. So we sell all of those. And we're going to buy large attack ups instead of those small ones. Also large defense ups, because from here on we're going to be a little under-leveled compared to what we're fighting, so it's a good safety precaution to have those available. Make sure I actually buy the healing items too, just maybe. Now we're going to do a great skip, Mom skip. Gonna skip Mom, hopefully at least.
The mother of all skips.
You know what? That one's not. That was pretty good.
But that was Mom skip. It skipped a 4 second. It saved 4 seconds. All of that intricate movement to save 4 seconds. It was actually much more complicated than a lot of others, because it required a double lift and a few other things to go right as well, just to get over a kind of a large area trigger.
I'd just like to let you know that the got2be radical hashtag on Twitter is absolutely full of drawings of 2B and 9S on skateboards. It is just truly wonderful.
Yes!
I'm glad you're all on board with that.
Oh.
The puns just keep skating by.
So.
Well, keep them rolling in.
We probably would have gone shopping and such here, right?
Just don't bring it to a grinding halt, please. That's all.
You're so serious, too.
$10 from Fintaru. All of these awful puns are going to make me come down sick. Better get myself a bowl of NieR Auto tomato soup.
So these guys are really loyal to the Forest King. We're going to just take care of them here. Giving us a little bit of trouble, but it's okay. There's one enemy here that kind of stands out and runs away for some reason. I think we need to investigate this a little more. Someone moved the mouse over there. If they could move it again, that would be cool.
Hey there, guys. What's up?
Hey there, guys.
Yes. That was Emil, in case anyone is wondering.
It was Emil.
Hi, Emil.
Mm-hmm.
Emil's a good boy.
Emil is the best boy. And unfortunately, that's the only time we will actually see Emil throughout the run.
What are you talking about? He's right there on the camera.
Oh, right. He's with us forever. Oh, how wonderful. The denizens of the Forest Kingdom are very loyal to the Forest King. As you can hear, they're stressing their vocal box as if they had vocal cords. It's very nice. Fiercely loyal. Coming up on a lot of
Forest King.
Coming up on a lot of different skips here. So 9S asks us, how are we going to get to that castle? It's so far away.
Well, we're
I
about
just
to find
don't
out.
see how we could even get there. It's just ridiculous. I have no idea how we're going to get there. Just dive through the air. It's fine. Going to do a few other things. Next skip after this is the Mario Kart skip, which will hopefully be more obvious why it's named that in a few moments, as long as everything goes well. So it's a little complex. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. That was actually really good. That was amazing. But so it's Mario Kart skip because it just puts you back down. You kind of go into a different respawn block and puts you ahead. That only saved 7 seconds, by the way, just so you're all aware of what we're doing for time saves. Okay, this wall is not being very nice. Just let me through. Thank you.
Because that's what walls are supposed to do, right?
Yeah, just let you through, right? You don't need to be in in bounds. That's madness. So now for castle skip, which is what we're already doing. But they put out these nice windows for us to climb up the castle while out of bounds. So I did not fall, thank God. But that gets us up here. We have to go back a little bit just to trigger the next event here. And hopefully we'll get a good jump here. Decent jump. We're pretty close to the baby. Otherwise, you have to do a really long walk up.
So say hi to the Forest King.
Hi to the Forest King.
Say bye to the-
Forest King is now dead by A2 here. And who is a pretty solid, difficult boss fight. I never equipped my chips, so I'm going to be doing that as soon as I can get control again. So, going to do that. It's a fairly complex menuing here. We have attack chips. We have weapon attack ups, so that's really nice. We can equip 2 of them, so that's not bad. And now we need to equip our heavy attack, our boosts, and A2 decides to just immediately go off screen. She can be very finicky about her positioning in general. She has very, very large hitboxes and pretty much all of her attacks. But that was a very good fight. Very good fight. She barely got off screen. This once is very nice. And we're supposed to chase her out of that window, but that's something we just don't want to do. We just want to go back. So we're going to jump. Oh, apparently we're not just going to go back. It forced me backwards. That was very surprising that that did not work. I am messing this up repeatedly now. So it's okay, though. It'll still be worth it. I am not getting this dash properly. My apologies, everyone. I haven't messed this up, skip up in ages, but hey, it's a marathon. So there we go. Now we're over that trigger. And we actually still probably save time by doing that. And now we go back to talk to Pascal, to ask him about Hey 2, like, what's this crazy android doing? Hey, what's you up there?
Just wanted to be friends.
Just good friends. Good friends. We're all about hanging out with nines. To talk to Pascal. Pascal says, I don't know what A2 is about. We know her, but she's pretty crazy.
Let's stay sharp and head back to the resistance.
So what I just picked up was a skill salve, I think it's called. I don't remember what they're called. I just know what it does.
Yeah,
at this
that's
point.
what it's called, yeah.
Okay, thank you. But that will, so each time I use a pod program attack, it takes a certain amount of time to recharge. That skill salve will cut that time in half while it's active. So that will recharge twice as fast. One thing I didn't explain about taunting as well, and I'm just going to touch on that now, is that an enemy that is taunted, again, we discussed it does 50% more damage, or both ways. The damage you deal is calculated, or the taunt is calculated after a lot of the other stuff that you already do. So say after using a 50% increase from a weapon attack up, and by the way, this is a neat skip. You just jump there, and we're out of bounds.
Yep. The hardest skip in the game, ladies and
It's
gentlemen.
so difficult. Oh my gosh. By the way, if you're watching Platinum and Square Enix, we have like 3 other ways to get out of bounds here, so don't even try.
Somewhere out there.
Just leave the easy one in, the one that is faster, please. But that was a little skip there just to get back, go through to the Flooded City. So that was Flooded City skip. All of our skips seem to be named of where you're going instead of what you're actually avoiding.
The bedrock here was bombed out in the last war.
Going to be doing another key movement here. Instead of following along all of these platforms over to the side here, we're going to be going across the air for another small skip that will be effective after the fight here. So
Let's take him out already so I can be home. for dinner and a bath.
So use all of our boosts, taunt them, make their life sad because they get hurt.
Yeah, but come on, 2B. It's still
Enemies with shields cannot be hurt by ranged attacks, by the way, just so that is clear. Until the shield is broken by a melee attack, that is. Good. That enemy can be a very big pain if they decide to move. Thankfully, that did not happen, so they weren't a big pain. But we got Whirly Arms. Everyone loves Whirly Arms. It's just a massive hitbox, but... No. But so we did the skip across the to this platform to skip dialogue here. So now we just skipped a fairly long talking sequence, 30 seconds or so, by jumping back that way because it hits another trigger. And look at 9S! Go 9S, go!
That sure was a whirlwind of a fight.
NieR nearly took flight there.
Yes. So this portion here does have. Does matter still how fast I kill these enemies in this another shmup sequence. By the way, get used to shmupping, because
this is the longest shmup sequence in the game.
It is. It's also the last one in this particular run.
This is my favorite part of the run, that's for sure.
Is it?
Oh, yes.
Wow.
Because I get to be the center of attention now.
Dude, you will be shortly. But... in fact, actually, go ahead. You ready, Proto? This is your time.
I am ready. I have been training for this. So as we're getting started here with this 16 minutes of straight donation reading, I would just like to say more fun facts with Feasel, except without Feasel, I'm Proto. The first AGDQ ever raised about $52,000. We're sitting $10,000 from beating that total in our first run at this event, and that is absolutely amazing.
Nice. Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
Well, I mean, I for one would call it bonkers, but that's just me.
Bonkers, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a $1,000 donation from Kung Fu Jesus. Hi half, good luck, and pod speed.
I would appreciate if someone would move the mouse back off the screen, please. Over there. Thank you.
We have a $200 donation from Alchemist. I wanted to make a belt of herbs, but it was a waste of time, so I donated instead.
So your sword in this sequence, it gets rid of all the bullets, so it makes the shmups fairly trivial in general. So we are going to be doing a little bit of a sort of a mini boss fight coming up pretty shortly. And that will be a sequence where it will very much shine why we collected the second pod for the extra pod program attack. Yeah, coming up just a moment.
50 anonymous dollars. Thanks everyone for putting this marathon together for a good cause. Half-coordinated, you are truly an amazing runner. Some would say you are one in a million.
Okay, so we're going to use both missile volleys, and then we're kind of just wait this one out. We do have the skill salve. That's important for actually the very end of the run to keep a hold of that skill salve, because we can't really do anything else at the point where that is needed. Okay, and more missiles, and that little mini boss is down.
So it's over, right? We saved the carrier, right?
Yeah, the carrier's fine. Carrier's fine. So this enemy coming up here, it is a tradition in my stream for everyone to say hi to him. So everyone, please welcome Groon. Say hi, Groon.
Hi, Groon.
Hi, Half.
Hi, Guy.
I didn't feel it from the audience, though. I really want them to say hi to Groon if they can. Thank you. Thank you for obliging my selfish, silly request. But, so this, again, Groon is we can't really do much for a while. So more donations from the lovely Proto.
Yes, sir. We have $50 from my Lexi. Hey, Half, sweet run so far, and shoutouts to you for being an inspiration to so many people, as well as just one of the nicest people I've ever met. Keep it up, and good luck with the copied city skip. P.S. What does 2B use to upload her data to the bunker? Her waifu connection.
Oh, gosh.
$20 from F-Zero Racer. Glad to see another Yoko Taro game at SGDQ. I've been a huge fan of his style of games, and NieR Hakuna Matata doesn't disappoint. What a wonderful game. Put this run towards the name 2B for Zelda 2, and best of luck on your run, Half. Anonymous $20. This game looks great, and it's on sale? That's nearly an automatic a decision.
It is on sale on Steam right now.
Oh, baby.
Oh, gosh.
Let's get that Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask Glitch Expo.
Upon reaching land, the unit unleashed a devastating electromagnetic wave attack. All resistance fighters in the vicinity were annihilated.
$60 from Amber Wolfer. I wanted to be a punster, but I thought it'd be better to give 60 towards healing 6-O's broken heart. Thank you. Thank you very much. $30 from Neon. Loving this game as a huge fan of the game. Donating to the Shovel Knight fight, and hopefully with the plethora of notations, we can get NieR all the moolah for these incentives.
Oh, gosh.
Another anonymous donation, $100. This is for bringing more 2B fan art into the world, you wonderful human being. Thanks for the awesome run.
You are very welcome. I can't wait to see it all. So this here, these can be very nice or very mean as far as these patterns go. It looks like I am actually getting the best pattern for this particular one. We will have to deal with more of these later, but this particular one we got a very, very lucky pattern, so that's great, just in general. All right, good. NieR didn't steal the kill. He can do that, and you do not get experience when NieR kills things. So he could end up behind on experience if that were to happen. We tried to fire a laser at it. Didn't do much to Grun whatsoever. By the way, skipping that cutscene, the camera doesn't like it at all. So we kind of have to deal with that for a little bit.
Having trouble over there? Are you Yorha?
All right, we've got $20 here from Trevor R. This run might be halfway over, but even a blindfolded person can tell that the runner deserves a hand for how coordinated it's been. One hand, just one.
One.
Okay. All right, so now we're saying, man, Grun is just too strong. We need something bigger to fire. So we're going to be firing a mortar at Grun's mouth. We're kind of just going to be hoping that it goes in the right position, because NieR does the aiming for us, and he's not very good at it. We just kind of press the fire button here, and that's it. So we have to fire once, and they were like, hey, that's not enough. I do one extra shot because it prevents the gun from swaying for a while, which gets me closer to the center, right as the mouth opens, or it typically does. It did not this time.
That's right. Lay down some fire in its stupid mouth.
Yes. Okay. And we did get a one cycle, though, so that's not bad. Sometimes the shots will kind of miss, and you have to wait for him to open his mouth again. So just waiting for that can be pretty painful. But back over to Proto, of course.
Of course. $10 from Sand Knight. Hi, SGDQ. Let's kick things off for this summer event. I like to watch this game. It's probably because I'm nearsighted. Have a good event, guys. With all these puns, we are certain to have a good event. $50 here from Tobaru Mono. These puns are nearly unending. I hope that they will continue for all autonomy.
I think I have another idea. You keep that thing right where it is, okay?
Oh, gosh.
Please, 2B. This is gonna work.
Anonymous $5 donation. NieR has to be my game of the year for 2017. Good luck. You're all doing a great job so far.
Yes, I absolutely love this game, by the way. It's just an excellent game that I highly recommend to play. I mean, I might be biased right now, just maybe, but it's a very good game. I do encourage you to pick it up and play it.
$5 from Quagslore. NieR, Auto Bagel, and Halo CE right after. Seems I'll be up until 2:30 a.m. and I've got class tomorrow. Here's to a great SGDQ 2017 and lots of love from India. And $30 from Koltrastarna. I love these puns. Are you still near your PB half? Put this money towards naming the Majora's Mask file Bilbo. Good luck on the run and keep up the great work.
I have no idea how far or close I am from my PP, by the way. I'm probably behind.
That's probably for the best.
Yes. Just in general, it's a good idea to not know that at this point. But just another one of these. Hopefully we'll continue to get decent patterns.
As a quick update on our incentives here, we are currently about 3,000 from the Shovel Knight fight in Azure Striker Gunvault 2, and that is coming up pretty soon. Gotta get on that. As for bits, we are sitting at 45,000 bits already, which is amazing, but only 1/10 of the way to that Green Hill Zone blindfolded incentive for Sonic Generations. Keep them coming, it's gonna be great.
So we have a bit of a way to go, Dad.
Yeah. So I actually got a really good pattern, but I messed it up. I'll just let you all know that, just in honesty. I shouldn't have, though. Should have just blamed the game entirely.
RNG.
Yeah.
It's okay. We know you're not half bad at this.
$10 anonymous donation. Glory to Moose Kind. And $25 from Saiyan Kirby. Good luck on the run of NieR Potato Potato, Half. Watching your stream has inspired me as a game developer to work to make my games more accessible. Put this towards Jules' Rockin' soundtrack and Crypt of the Necrodancer. Accessibility is cool. I like that.
Accessibility
that's a good thing.
is super cool and should be worked to for as much as possible. One thing I'd like to bring up right now, actually, is that a lot of these skips that we've seen have pretty much all been found by other members of the community. The community for this game is very, very strong. There's guides, there's videos for basically every single trick. There's a full written guide. There's a wiki of sorts. If you want to learn to run this game, it's a very good community for it. Very robust. So we're almost done with this part here, though. The shmup has almost ended.
An anonymous $50 donation says, I missed the start of this year's SGDQ, but I'm glad I caught Halfcoordinated's run. They're always great. I agree. And $5 from Brody. Thanks for playing one of my favorite beat-em-ups. I wasn't expecting you to be so interested in puns, but I'm happy to see that a Model 1A can keep up.
Okay, so we got a pretty bad pattern there, if you couldn't tell. The core we needed to destroy was just out of reach for most of my damage that I could do. So we're going to be doing a few more Mario Kart-esque skips here, just very small or small time saves.
And that's Groon in the background. Say bye, Groon.
Bye, Groon.
Bye, Groon.
2B to bunker. Come in. Over.
Operator to 2B? 2B, are you all right?
Running.
So there, again, just another skip, just playing us farther forward by diving into the water.
Well, it sure makes a splash.
It does.
To the giant machine that attacked the shore. It ceased its
But soon here, the very next skip, well, not this here. We're going to be doing another diving skip. But the very next one is called Copied City Skip. It is by far the most precise one in the run. So hopefully it won't be giving me too much trouble, but, you know, just never know, really.
That means he must be alive.
But it's a very neat skip, so hopefully you all will appreciate it regardless.
Commander has already ordered us to prioritize tracking down surviving Yorha members. If you find 9S, let me know, okay?
Will do.
Okay, so we want to kind of run against this wall. Make sure our camera's in a kind of recognizable position for me. And, nope, not first try, so I... Nope, not second try. It would be nice if I wasn't shaking, too. That would help. Okay. This can be just a very, very, very rough skip to do.
Let's go.
There we go.
Nice.
So that barely saves time. Especially if you take that many tries. Probably saved a little bit of time still. But it's so smooth when it's done right. Just dive straight in. And now we're in the copied city, which is very geometrical.
I, for one, am ready to see Half get ending eye world record.
No.
Oh, come on, the real fun is ending W anyway.
Yeah. So there are a lot of endings for this game. One for each letter of the alphabet. A is the first main ending of the story, you could say. And now we get to be robo-splained to about the nature of humanity for a few minutes. So we're going to chill behind this cube here. And I'm going to take a stretch break, if that's okay.
Of course, we have a $50 donation from HS024. What better time to start off my donations this year than during one of my best gaming experiences? Here's to a great cause, event, and oh, this is an interesting one. NieR Automata.
I seek to learn and adopt all facets.
So yeah, this first phase of the fight, you can't kill him. His health will recharge later. So we look at this block. This block has a really nice texture. Very well done.
It doesn't seem to like even repeat. Like it looks like it's different.
It actually does repeat.
Oh.
I have stared at it enough to know. It's like right here.
It's so cubical.
So cubical. And apparently, you know, he's trying to learn more about humanity, so he built this place. He probably mostly watched Minecraft Let's Plays. So.
Got a $20 donation from Chuckles. I spent a long time trying to come up with a good pun, but couldn't think of anything. I guess it just wasn't meant to be.
He's still talking, by the way, in case you can't tell. This is a really nice break. I mean, a lot of people use it. Just, you know, get up and do something. So you don't have to do anything for a good while. But now we're actually going to fight him.
He's got more clothes this time.
He does. A lot more clothes. Even the glove. Wacky.
Okay, but can we talk about how amazing those nails are? Just for 1 second here. Hot diggity.
Okay, so we just wanted to do enough damage to get these dialogue to trigger. And then we kind of just avoid everything for a little bit until the next phase. Wow, he went invincible at the exact wrong time, because he can do that. So we went to taunt, of course, at the very start of this fight. Get him up and ragey. And then we'll kind of just do... Get this here. Oh, good. That was that fight. It's pretty decent.
Adam.
Given that he gave me a pretty bad pattern, that was good. But...
Here's a $15 donation from Jimlink. Speedrunning is basically going from point A to B, right? Shoutouts to every Final Fantasy XIV player watching.
That one guy.
That one guy.
We learned that the machine, codenamed Adam, was responsible for managing half of their
Yeah, but so we destroyed Adam. He was so Adam and Eve controlled half each of the machine's network. And now we're going to go check out a few other things. So, going to be talking to Pascal again shortly after we read a message.
Another mission for you. I've mailed you the briefing. Go ahead and take a look.
Understood.
Got a $30 donation here from Azana A. Half-Coordinated, you are one of the main reasons I tune into AGDQ and SGDQ. Not only for your skills and how quickly you can complete runs, but also because you constantly play games from my favorite developer, Platinum. I'm looking forward to the rest of this run, and wish you the best.
Yes, I love Platinum games so much. Just the way they handle, the way they feel. It's just right. That's how I can describe it, really.
I mean, I'd like to say they're good as gold, but it doesn't quite work.
They're a little better, even.
Yes.
I think that pun would win silver in a contest, honestly.
Have we really devolved to mineral puns? Is bad.
Woolagin, are you salty?
It's leaving a copper taste in my mouth.
So, Pascal here, when we talk to Pascal, we would normally have to do this really slow walking animation. But if we explode, we will get to stumble for a few steps. And this will save like 1 second in the run.
Because believe it or not, stumbling like this is ever so slightly faster than the normal walking you do in this cutscene.
And any other benefit of having self-destruct is completely coincidental. Yes. Any other benefit. But just... So apparently there's starting a religion here. It's pretty wonky. Yeah.
I should point out, because it took me forever to figure this out, this is the very same factory that you were supposed to go through during the prologue.
Yes, it is the very same factory. We're pretty much just going to wait for this guy to lower an elevator for us. Maybe another donation or two?
Of course. Here's a message from Golden Dragon. I entered 10 puns in a pun contest, hoping one would win, but no pun intended. He donated $10, by the way. Got $50 from Hi, I'm Fluffy. Hi, Fluffy. I slept 2 hours to catch your run. I'm so happy I did, and it's of NieR, no less. I bought and beat Momodara recently after watching your run last year. You're amazing, Half.
Thank you.
This all seems pretty shady, if you ask me. So why are you still here?
So we still have to figure out what's going on with this religion here. Something just doesn't seem right.
Appreciate it.
But it's a nice little elevator ride first.
Speaking of elevators, we're going to elevate our donation total with this $205 donation from Kaizo Kiba. Been waiting on watching Half open up the SGDQ 2017. One of the best runners. I agree.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That's very generous. Taunting does nothing here, but I can.
My name is Pascal. I'm here to discuss the peace treaty.
Okay, for some reason now, this sort of basically cult, they want to become as gods, which is a little problematic. We don't want to become as gods yet. We're not ready. So we have to kind of wear all of these guys down here. They are giving me some pretty poor patterns though, as their attacks vary wildly on what they actually do.
Have faith, Half.
Got a $5 donation here from Other Buttons. Shoutouts to Half-Coordinated and every disabled speedrunner out there. You're proof that even though it raises the difficulty setting, our dreams are still reachable. With love from a disabled streamer.
Indeed. Do not give up. So much can still be accomplished regardless.
Anonymous $5 that says, there are so many explosions in this game. You'd think we're near antimatter.
Don't worry, we're all having a blast here.
Indeed. Yeah. This particular sequence is pretty much a fan favorite, though. I like the nice touch right now that we're far away from the camera. The music is a little quieter. I don't know why I point that out very often, but it just feels right. Feels good.
It's music to your ears.
It is. The music in this game is just generally fantastic. Absolutely love the soundtrack. Just a little bit more movement here. We will be coming up on some crushers that can cause a problem. But thankfully, again, pod slow-mo makes everything but you move slower, including environmental objects. So we can go right under all of these without any hassle.
Will do.
So he told us to go straight. We're not going to listen to him. Going to do a little skip there. That's actually just there so you could come back for something instead. But nope, we can gain enough height through our attacks that it's fine.
Reminder that your speed game is not legit unless you do a skip in a room full of crushers.
That's pretty harsh.
It's crushing, I'd say.
The door's open. Keep moving.
All right.
So that probably puts a lot of pressure on people.
Indeed. And the next set of crushers is more complicated, though, so I'm really going to need to focus for these to make sure I don't overdo it or underdo it. Okay. Yeah, we're just going to have to wait at the start here. And then we should be able to go through all of these. Okay, just in time. Good. Again, they still want us to become gods, but it's just not a good idea. It's not worth it. Okay. So I'm going to take one safety save, and it's going to be right here. Just in case for the rest of the run.
It's too unstable to use the transporter.
But we're coming up on another boss fight, which we'll kind of have to just sort of wait a little bit for. They will be invincible at first. A little problematic, but that's just how that is. But couple donations during this sort of invincibility, avoid the robot section.
Of course, we have $150 from the Train Doctor. Hey all, Half-Coordinated's run to start this SGDQ is amazing. My family decided to watch with me this year and are very impressed by Half. You are one amazing dude. My grandma couldn't possibly let me kill the animals, so I have to save them. I'd like to challenge the Watchpoint Oasis Discord to set the language in Jedi Outcast to Spanish. I know we can do it. I for one support this Spanish language initiative. That voice acting is 10 out of 10. $50 from Cannon Fiddle. Hiya, Cannon Fiddle here. No puns from me, but I had to donate while my spirit animal Half-Coordinated is running. As a gamer with minor setbacks in terms of motor skills, seeing Half just set a NieR ultimatum for speedruns is amazing. Lots of love from the Netherlands.
So right now we're staying to the sides here. So that was to keep them from doing certain attacks that can be very problematic. But we kind of just want to... Oh no! Should be okay. Should take that out quickly. And good, the core is right where we want it to be. I probably don't even need to use any slow motion because of this. Just go ahead and wail. I will use a little slow-mo just in case. So we don't want to get in a hard place here. Okay, and that's that boss fight. A lot of, just the amount of damage you do. Thank you. that boss fight can be fairly tricky. But a lot of just so much damage that you can do using the damage glitch. Again, dashing and doing a heavy attack at the same time with a small sword. Taunting and having the weapon attack ups used. It just ups the damage you do astronomically. So even though I'm well under the level of what I'm fighting, we can still hold our own. And it makes the run feel good pace.
This run feels good.
It does.
Feels so good.
So you might recognize this skip from earlier. At the very start of the run, we're going to do a slightly different version of this clip here. A little easier version, I feel. Okay, I had not switched weapon sets yet, so that would have been really bad. But, okay. And we're out of the factory, and we're pretty much into the last sections of the run, which will pretty much be a boss rush. And they can do some pretty annoying things.
Don't let them boss you around too much, Half.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for the support, S-Grunt.
No thanks.
But we do have a little bit of time before that for a couple more donations as I travel.
Alrighty, we have $150 from Hysterical Jack. Thank you for this amazing event. Those doctors deserve all the help they can get. The work they do is wonderful, and I'm happy to donate for this cause. And we have $5 from Ghost King. I just wanted to let you both know, good luck, we're all counting on you. Much love, Half, and make sure Voolagin gets some sleep. Who else is gonna beat all those Zelda randomizer seeds? Money towards naming Robo and Chrono Trigger Ernest after the best Robo battler.
Who would do that, Voolagin?
I can't imagine that any of that would be happening at this event, for example.
No.
Certainly not.
At a meeting of, several speedrunners. Several.
One or two.
Just a couple. Just a handful of speedrunners here this week,
Just one handful, not two.
Okay. So the machines went crazy, if you couldn't tell from what we were just kind of going by.
Well, crazier than normal, at least.
Crazier than normal. They're eating robots and such. We can just go past this first group. It's not required. These next ones, though, we do need to fight. So we're going to try and get them all aggravated. And use our attack ups now. Oh, that's a bad death animation. A little problematic. But it's okay. This is pretty standard sort of just movement. Just doing the damage glitch while taunting over and over through all of these enemies. The larger enemy at the end of this, though, do a little bit more. And of course, my power-up ran out right as I got to him, but okay, not bad. Right. And since we did not have enough of Soshi, or was it Bokushi earlier? I can't remember.
The first one is Soshi. The one we're about to meet is Bokushi.
Yes, we're about to meet Bokushi, who his patterns can really dictate how fast we are going to finish him off. So hopefully we get a little lucky here. I'm going to go ahead and take some damage, and we're getting a bad pattern because Bokushi deems it so.
Got $10 here from Sarazin. Do you think the sequel will be far Automata?
I am doing very poorly on this fight, by the way, in case you couldn't tell. But it's fine. Okay.
Local machine life forms are converging on the area.
Doing slow-mo attacks here to make sure, because I don't have criticals. This is one of the fights you would really want to be able to get critical attacks.
Destroy the Goliath.
And from this whole wreckage here, we'll get the first Berserk core. If you stay down here low, you have to really rely on them giving you a good pattern. But hopefully we can just negate that by going up on this hill. And we'll be able to hit them right away instead of just praying that they give us a good pattern.
The inner machinations of this robot are truly incredible.
And then we level up. Nice. Coming to the, getting closer to the final stretch here. There's going to be one more boss before we fight the final boss. So it's that thing, that flying thing. We don't like it.
What do we do? There's too many.
2B, can you hear me? Our village is under...
So as we travel here, I would like to mention, if you are watching this game and have not played this game, this ending, this is not the full game. Ending A, it's an ending, you get credits, and but really how this game works with its endings is more of like acts. So this is really just the first act of the story. So I really encourage you to pick it up yourself, play it yourself, and see the full story of NieR Automata. So, let's see.
Damn it! They're here too.
It seems the machine...
Got a $5 donation here from the one and only EVSRL. Half's run is a great way to start this GDQ. Unfortunately, I couldn't be there this time, but that doesn't stop me from donating to a great cause. Good luck to Half and all the other runners coming this week. And of course, save the animals. Love you, Evie.
Uh-oh, don't do that, Core. What are you doing? No, bad Core. Bad Core. We don't want Core to do that. If it's not clear, because, that could have been over very quickly, but now it's not going to be. Core is gonna have its own grand old time.
I think badcore is the genre of music that 2B and 9S listen to while they're skating around radically.
Possibly.
What?
Why did it teleport? Oh, it's dead. No, it's not dead. I don't know what's happening anymore. I have never had it give me that bad of a pattern. It was one hit from death. Thanks, Core. Thank you.
I'm just glad we got to the core of the issue there.
Yeah. So that can happen. It's pretty rare for it to land on the gate like that, but when it does, it kind of messes up everything. So if I was on PB pace, which I doubt, then that is no longer the case.
Just worry about keeping the village safe, okay?
Do be careful.
But here's Eve. Eve is angry and sad that we killed his brother, even though his brother was telling us to kill him. So I don't know. I mean, maybe we should try to explain that to him, but I don't think that would really work either. Okay. We want him to give us another attack there because he can do a really messed up thing that would cost a lot of time, but we skipped it, so that's really, really good. Skipped platform phase.
Alert. Massive energy signature detected.
What is it?
The energy seems to be coming from a large number of linked machine
Okay.
forms.
He's absorbing the life force of whatever's left.
So he refills his health. We go to another battle phase here. Again, just another show of how effective the damage exploit is just as a whole. We're just keeping our space from him and doing massive damage.
The enemy is connected to a vast network. Analysis. The actions of Unit 9S have enemies cut off from network.
And they're cut off from the network. So, even though apparently 9S didn't have a good chance of that. But here's the final phase going here.
He's really mad now.
He's very, very mad now. He's a very mad boy. But last few So we used the skill cell. That was so we could do a bunch of lasers this particular fight. Because again, he's a mad boy, and it's really hard to get melee attacks on him, and also not very safe. So kind of use that here, which we need to use it again because we only have a small one, so it only lasts 15 seconds. But even so, with that, we still get a sizable amount more damage in. He's still very mad. In case you can't tell, he's very, very mad. Okay, so now we're on the very last phase of the fight. Time is not right after this fight, but whoever's on the station, get ready for that sort of stuff. So hopefully Adam won't be a jerk. He's kind of being a jerk. He's also very far away. We want to keep a certain distance and hope that he doesn't move around too much, which he's moving around a lot. A lot. Yeah, I have to use my power-ups again. If the fight goes well, you do not have to use your power-ups a second time. Okay, and this is not time yet. Time will be when the cutscene starts. Here, I will signal it to you.
Detached from the network.
No.
It's okay. I can always reload my backup data from the bunker.
But you'll lose you. The you that exists at this very moment.
Oh no, sentimentality and all that. But
Upload this corrupted data to the bunker. So.
And time. I am, oh gosh. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much. There's a few things I would like to say as well. So this game, I didn't mention it, has basically fully customizable controls. I use a control scheme that's very different from the standard control scheme. And with the standard control scheme, I would not have been able to do the run that you just saw. I could still play the game, but I would not have been able to excel. So I want to make just from the bottom of my heart, thank you, Platinum, thank you, Square Enix, for including custom controls in this game and giving the tools that people with different needs so that they can excel at the game, because that is a wonderful feeling that should be shared with as many people as possible. And with that, keep watching, keep donating. It's all going to an amazing cause, and it's gonna be a good week.
What we got next?
We have Halo, right?
Yes. Next up, we have some Halo action. After that, we are up for Azure Striker Gunvault. It is going to be great. That was accidental, but I'm going with it. So we have $50 from Da Dark Drake. Hey everyone, have fun and good luck to all the runners for this marathon. Hope it'll be another amazing week of speedrunning. We have $25 from Tim and Paul. So happy to see Half kick off this year's SGDQ. Thanks so much to you, to all the runners, and the staff for this great event. $5 from Tarrant. I'm really hyped for this week, and I hope you guys too. Games done quick is the reason I started speedrunning. Best luck to all runners. Show us some skills, and let's have some fun. Let's break the last donation record at the end of the week. SGDQ is nearly the best time in our life. We have $10 from Lanakir X. I'm happy to be a part of GDQ and donate to a great cause. Now to watch Halfcoordinated beat NieR single-handedly. And beat it, he did. That was an absolutely amazing run. So real quick, I want to talk about, just a quick reminder again, we are now sitting about $2,600 from that Azure Striker Gunvolt 2 Fight Shovel Knight incentive. That is an incredible fight that you definitely want to see. And it has Amiibo in it, just saying. Meanwhile, we are currently sitting at just over 50,000 bits cheered and $49,000 donated during just one run. That is absolutely amazing. $10 from Metal Hammer. For all those guys commenting bad jokes, you guys deserve punishment. Sorry, that was the best I could come up with. To all runners, keep up the great work and enjoy your grand moments and hours. We have a $5 donation from Chorno Strider. I watched the Momodoro run last year, and I knew I wanted to donate during Half's run this year because he can do it with one hand, what I can't possibly do with two. Simply put, 2B times Halfcoordinated equals an A1 run of NieR armed tomato. $10 in from PokeGod. Hello? Hello? Hey there. Hopefully you will be a NieR a very important part of the game. Either way, there are some nice automatronics in the back room. If you feel threatened, you have buttons for lights and to close the doors. Oh, and make sure to wind up the music box or Emil may be upset. $5 from Ben E. Legend. Longtime watcher, first-time donator. Love you guys. I always look forward to these events and the good they do. Keep up the amazing work, and this pun is mostly for the MMA pro wrestling community. NieR Omoplata. Crossface. We have $20 from Vanya Loswen. Wait. This is an RPG with some bullet dodging, heartbreak, and an emphasis on puns? Isn't this just where we left off from SGDQ2017? Well, I won't complain. Have fun single-handedly achieving victory.